It's better than the $500 you're going to spend.
Entertainment business.
Writing, producing,
25.
acting.
Hi, and welcome back to the Casting Couch. I am your co-host, Katie Seeley.
And I'm your host, Todd Stroik, and this week I'm very excited. We have the head of adult theatrical and commercial with the agency BMG Models and Talent. He was with the head of talent for Cavalieri & Associates not too long ago and just made the switch over. He is one of my favorite agents. That's right, I'm signed with them. Here he is, wonderful Mr. Peter Kallinteris. How are you?
Hi, thank you.
Thank you for being on our show.
Thank you for having me on.
Thanks for coming on today. I know you guys are so busy in the office pitching me and getting me auditions.
Absolutely. That's all
but
I do.
It means so much to me that you decided to make the drive out here and spend an hour with us on our couch. So it means a lot. All right. So we're jumping right in. One of the top questions I get from friends or actors who are thinking about moving out to LA and some of our audience is what's the difference between an agent and a manager? And should I be with one or other to start out with, or should I be with both? What's your opinion about that? Tell us the difference first.
Well, an agent has a licensed agent. I'm a licensed agent in SAG franchise. Managers are not licensed, and they kind of guide the career of an actor, helping them choose headshots, helping them find the right agency that fits them. If someone first moves out here, I could see it as being a good thing to help you get started and get on your feet. Personally, I don't like to work with managers that much.
And why is that?
They become a little persistent. And they feel like some of their talents can do things that I know that they're not capable of doing. And that's fine, they believe in them, but I think they need to be realistic on what each actor is able at that point in their career to do. Managers do approach me, they do find me in different ways, and they do suggest talent to me, and I'm open to meeting them, and I often do. It depends on what credits they have. A lot of actors that first come out are developmental actors, is what I call, where they have no credits. So it takes a long time to get them to be seen, to get them to book work, to understand the whole process. So they understand classes that they need to take. Casting directors have workshops, which are important. All actors should take them. You get seen that way.
So you think it's absolutely necessary to be in classes and taking workshops?
Absolutely.
No ifs, ands, or buts?
Yeah.
All right. Are there names on the top of your list that you try to recommend?
Scott David, who casts Criminal Minds.
So for workshops, Scott David,
yes,
right?
because
he brings in a lot of people, doesn't he?
He is, he does. He's like the actor's casting director. He loves actors. He calls my office. He wants to see people who take his class.
Right.
So he's a good class to take.
Right. But what about classes? Like a scene study class, or what about improv classes?
Improv classes are great.
Okay.
Especially for commercials, because it's always improv, it's always comedy. Comedy is huge.
Right.
Must have, Groundlings, UCB. Those classes are great to take.
Are there any comedy schools that you recommend, like Leslie Kahn or
coaches?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Okay.
No, I don't.
But you like to see that your clients are taking classes?
Yeah.
Okay. And workshops. How many workshops should an actor be taking a month, do you think?
Whatever they can afford,
Okay.
whatever they can fit into their schedule. If it's one is better than none. If you can take 5, that's even great. I mean, you really have to put yourself out there.
Right.
You know, my commission on a union job is 10%. So my job is 10% of the work. 90% of it is yours.
Right.
That's a
So
good way to
you
look
need
at
to
it.
put yourself out there constantly.
Right.
Meeting people, networking, going to different events, putting yourself out there.
Right.
A lot of actors, what I find is they guide themselves through fear. I can't do that. I don't want to go there. And it's silly. There's nothing to fear.
Right.
You just have to move forward with it.
I think I was in your office last week, and you were telling me about a client, right, that you had gotten a big audition for them, and they just didn't go because they were afraid that they would fail.
It was an audition for a series regular.
So they just didn't go at all?
They confirmed with me. I confirmed with the casting director, and then 2 hours later, the casting director calls me past her audition time, and she didn't come.
So does that now hurt your relationship with that casting director?
Good question.
It can. If you don't understand the situation and what you need to do as an actor, and for me to explain it to you, I'm done.
Yeah.
Right. I agree.
Now that you have this hole in your roster, how are actors able to be viewed by you? How do you come upon talent?
Find people? Yep.
I go to a lot of plays. I go to a lot of workshops and showcases.
That's actually where I met Peter.
A showcase?
Yes. So why don't you explain what a showcase is? Because that's where I met you.
Well, it's usually actors that put scenes together.
Right.
And sometimes they're with companies, and sometimes they do it independently. I get invited in different ways through emails, through mailings, through phone calls, through word of mouth. And I like to go to them because you never know who you're going to meet. And
Right.
sometimes I'm amazingly surprised at the amount of talent that's out there.
Yeah.
How often do you like your clients to check in with you?
Good question. I check in with Peter like twice a day, usually by a phone call, sometimes by a text.
How much would you really like clients to check in with you?
Well,
No, but
I like when
there really
client-
are clients that do that.
There are clients that do that. They send me emails, I'm unavailable for 1 hour tomorrow.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, if
Okay,
something
so-
happens,
Yeah. So you don't need that, but
No,
would you
but
want
I like it
constant
if they're
updates?
taking classes and what casting directors are working with. That's a great little way to contact me with an email saying that so I can write them down. So if I do see that casting director casting something, hey, Todd just took your class.
Yeah, or
Right.
just took a workshop.
Just took a
Yeah.
workshop with you. So it opens a door that way.
Okay. So
Because it's all
maybe-
about like face and name recognition,
Yeah.
and it helps you to make sure that those casting directors are remembering this.
Right.
Yeah, so you probably don't want an email about nothing, like, I
Right.
went to Trader Joe's this weekend, but you
Right.
want an email if they saw Scott David in a workshop.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes
Right.
sense.
Because sometimes I get emails and I'm sick today. I just want to let you know.
Oh wait,
Okay, you'll
I
feel
just sent that
better.
to you. I guess you didn't like it. All right.
And that's fine. But sometimes I become very busy, especially during pilot season, and it's endless hours. And then I'm getting these random emails. Hey, can you help me choose pictures? And they'll send me 1,500 photos.
Oh,
No,
What?
no.
1,500?
And it's the same thing. It's like
Yeah.
it's just
every,
like
every
narrow
second,
it down.
yes.
Do
Right.
your part. Just
Right.
whatever is the best look. Send me those. If it's 50, 100, fine.
Right.
But I'm not going to go through 1,500
Right.
photos. And that's where a manager can help you.
Right. I'm so glad that you brought up photos. So we have a lot of online databases that we as actors in LA need to be a part of. There's Actors Access,
LA
Casting,
Casting Frontier.
Casting
and Now
Frontier.
Casting. So all of these websites require us to have photos up there.
Yes.
How many photos do you as an agent want your actors to have up there?
That is a really good question.
That's why I asked it.
I think they should have at least 10.
Okay.
On every
Yeah.
site?
Yeah.
Or just the two big ones, like
Mo-
LA
mo-
Casting
for
and Actors
commercially
Access?
on LA Casting is the one that we use primarily.
Right.
At least 10. And we want different looks. Like what's really big right now is hipster,
Mm-hmm.
quirky. That's huge. So you want to have like you have one where you have the green shirt on,
Right.
and your hair is kind of like
That's my Jeff Foxworthy look.
One where you're upscale, a young professional, depending on your age. If you're younger, you want to maybe a student. If you're a little older, definitely something with a white coat where you can be a doctor, where you can be a scientist, where you can be a lab, you can
Lab
work
tech,
in a
yeah.
pharmacy, all those things. And those are the people that get called in. If they want a doctor, if they want a nurse, it's the actors that have those outfits on. They're the ones I submit. They're the ones that get called in. Because you're doing the casting director's job.
Yeah.
They don't want to imagine what you're going to look like as a doctor. If you already give them the, hey, this is what, okay, yes,
Right.
you do. Come on in.
Absolutely.
And that's what, and I have people, one thing that really, a mistake that actors do make is they upload photos without getting the approval of their agent or, let's say, their manager. And it's usually photos where they think they look good. And they may look good as themselves, but a lot of the time those photos are completely useless to them.
Yeah.
The most important thing is this. You need to be relatable. And a lot of people, a lot of actors feel that they have to look perfect or, my body has to be perfect. That's not what it's about. You want to be relatable to the audience. They're not going to cast a supermodel to do a Home Depot commercial and she's there shopping for kitchen sinks. Like, it's not believable. They want that mom, a little overweight maybe, a little bit dated looking, because that's who these people are that shop there. I mean,
Right.
yes, okay, I'm sure supermodels shop there too, but that's not
not
every
the
day.
average.
I'm at
Yes.
Home Depot every week. I have not seen a supermodel in there.
Now I have a question about pitch calls. When you have a client that you think would be right for this everyday mom, quirky mom, how do you go about making your pitch calls? How do you choose which clients you want to? Put forward?
Most of the clients that I call for that I pitch are ones that I know really well. I know their person. I know their capabilities. And that takes time because you're building a relationship with that actor, and that's very important. One of the mistakes I feel that a lot of actors make is they jump agencies constantly. It's like playing leapfrog. At some point, you're just going to fall into the water. You really need to ride it out. It takes time to build a relationship with an agent, to know that person, to know their capabilities. I've gotten actors auditions simply by making a phone call without the casting director even seeing their photo.
Wow.
Only because
They
trusted what I say and they could hear the honesty in my voice. But it took a long time for me to develop that relationship with those actors.
Right.
I've heard that some casting directors, especially for commercials, will be like, send me your best 3. How do you go and look through your roster and pick your best 3? What does that come down to?
Well, it's always Todd Stroik and then 2 others.
Todd's always on top.
That's right.
It's
not a tough choice.
Do you look at people that book a lot and send them in because they're sure things?
Yeah,
or
I look at people who book a lot. People who are that I know can do it. I also have a lot of actors who cancel auditions, or can we change the time? Can we do this? That becomes really annoying. Yeah. So I won't choose those people. And I understand like life happens, and you're busy working, and they have other jobs. But if you want to be an actor, this has to be your number one priority. You have to make it work.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely have to make it work. And if it's continuous, then I kind of start to shy away from submitting you.
Okay.
You know, and usually the actors who are always canceling their auditions or want a different time frame are the ones that have one photo, they don't have a reel, and I get to a point where how long am I going to continue to push you?
Do you ever call casting directors for feedback on those 3 that you sent off to the audition that you picked? Do you call them?
Sometimes. The game has changed. It's not, you don't really receive feedback anymore, and communication is mostly through email. If they want to use you for the spot, they'll put you on availability. And there are 2 kinds. There's first availability, which means you are the casting director's first choice. You are the one they absolutely want for the job. But it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get the job, because they have to present it to the client, which could be Target or whatever, and they make the final decision.
They could change the whole thing altogether, yeah.
And I've had actors who've been on first availability several times, and they did not get it.
Oh.
What is this?
And then there's availability where, yes, they're interested in you, but they're not.
There could
absolutely,
be a few people that are on there.
They'll let me know a couple of days ahead of time if it falls through or not. And then if it doesn't work out, if the client decides to go with somebody else, they'll call me and say, release him from availability, so then he's free to do
But
what
to
he
you
wants.
as an agent, you probably make a mental note of all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Every time they get on Avail, 'cause that's...
Well, it's still always a great thing when you go on Avail, no matter what. Even if you book it or not, it means you're doing your job. When you're putting reels together and putting them up, do you only access stuff that's on like Actors Access, or is there a place where I can say, here's my link to a Vimeo, so it doesn't cost me anything as an actor to put a link up? Or are casting directors only using like Actors Access where you have to pay to upload?
Some actors, I'm sorry I keep saying people, they're people too, some actors,
Some of them are.
they can't afford to put it up on Actors Access or LA Casting, because it's like $80 for them, and that's a lot. They're struggling, and
It's like $40 a minute. Yeah.
Although one thing that we talked about in the first season was make sure you have a lot of money when you move out here, because everything costs
Get a
money.
job right away.
And like, I do hear actors are like, $80, that's so much. But I'm like, $80 really is not that much money. This is about your career.
Right.
You are here to be an artist, and for $80, you better be able to afford to put up some video.
But if you absolutely cannot,
right,
they upload it on YouTube, and then I take the link and I attach it to their the email at Pitch Note, and it has worked for me in the past.
Oh, okay, good.
That's great
good
to know.
An actor should know what their role or type is. It's very important.
Oh, let's play a game. Let's play the type game, okay? I love doing this with Peter. We get together every weekend and we just talk about type.
What's my type?
Right. So how would you type out Katie?
Katie is beautiful. She could be the pretty girl next door.
Mm-hmm.
She could be the high-end supermodel. She could be a young, pretty mom. That's something else I wanted to say. The mom roles are huge.
Don't be afraid of the
mom roles are huge.
I know. You sent me out on a dad roll the other day, and I was like,
yeah, he was
Dad,
like,
no!
But that one photo of you look like a great dad.
Yeah, that's true.
And you're an actor. Come on, find it in
I know,
you.
but
That's
I mean,
right, you're an actor.
but I was going in for like an 18-year-old kid's dad, and I was like, no, I'm just kidding. It wasn't that old.
So when you take photos for those different characters that I described a little bit ago, a mom does not show cleavage.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the typical American mom.
Okay.
So when I tell my actors to get shots as a mom, I don't want to see cleavage. I want to see the button-down shirt. I want to see the pearl necklace, that cliche mom. That's what sells.
Right.
That's what
That's
our
getting
image
actors into
of
the door.
what a mom is.
Right.
Peter, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
Do you have any last bits of advice for our viewing audience?
If you want to become an actor and it's your passion and this is what you want to do, follow your dream, stay true on your path, stay committed to it. It is a difficult road, but you can do it. You just need to commit yourself to it. Be honest with who you are. It is difficult. Just move forward with it. Do everything you need to do. Take the workshop. Have workshops. Have great headshots. Find an agent that you want to work with and grow with that person. Don't jump around to different agencies. You'll never lead anywhere with that. You'll never get anywhere with it because none of those agents will get to know you as your person and get to know you as an actor. You need to commit yourself to someone and grow with that person, but you have to find that right person. You can do this. Just stay true to it. Be true to yourself and follow through with everything that you do, and you can get there. Anybody can do it as long as you're true to yourself and you're true to your passion in doing it.
Great, yeah.
Well spoken.
Absolutely. I want to add on to that because I think it's really important that relationship is strong with your agent.
It's
and
very
what I've found with my friends out here in LA and with myself is the relationships that seem to work best are the ones that are personal. Like I've had some kind of personal relationship with the agent and they've gotten to know me after that personal relationship.
Right.
Rather than my first couple agents I got through, I think they were just random headshot submissions. They brought me in, they're like, great, we'll sign you. And then from there it was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
They were submitting me for totally wrong things and I was like, this is just the worst. It wasn't until I signed with one of my last agents and then when I signed with you, because I had gotten to see you in work and when I actually met with you for our first meeting, you recognized me from the feature that I had just done that you had seen.
Yeah,
so it was great. So you knew my work and I had seen your work. If we have audience members who want to get in contact with you or submit, do you have what's your website at BMG?
bmgmodels.com or bmgtalent.com.
Okay, and can people email submissions or
yes,
to
if
you
someone
directly,
wants to email a submission, it's at la@bmgmodels.com.
Okay.
Because BMG has offices throughout the country and in Canada.
Well, thanks so much for joining us on the
Thank you so
couch.
much for having
You were
me.
Thank
great.
you, Peter. Really
And
appreciate your
thank
time.
you for joining us this week on the Casting Couch Show. I'm Todd Stroik, your host. You can find me at Todd Stroik on Twitter.
And I'm Katie Seeley, your other host. You can find me at _Katie Seeley on Twitter.
And make sure you like our Facebook page, The Casting Couch Show.
And if you're watching us on YouTube right now, go ahead and click below and subscribe to our channel so you can see all of our awesome interviews.
That's right, subscribe. Thank you again so
Thank
much,
you.
and we'll see you next time on The Casting Couch.
Sparkles and flashes in California. Paper horse and playboys pump me full of celluloid. We keep it tight almost every night. Red carpet style in the door to 5. We do it right.